mountains if you want me to. But baby, I ain't Wonder Woman. I ain't gonna lasso the truth out of you. You know that I am only human, and if I let you down, then I don't mean to. You don't know how to fly, no, that's okay. Neither do I. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this guitar lesson for Wonder Woman by Kacey Musgraves. This is one of my favorites, so I really wanted to do it this week. It's a little tricky though, so it's going to take some time. It's probably going to be a longer video than most. It's a lot of chords, some strumming patterns for a couple different sections, so let's do it. Let's go through the chords. There are a lot of them, so I'm just going to run through them now, and you can come back to this spot in the video later if you're curious. So yeah, the first chord is G. And for this song, I play that with middle finger on the 3rd fret of low E, index on the 2nd fret of A, ring on the 3rd fret of B, and pinky on the 3rd fret of high E. So the next chord is C, and it's very similar to G. I just move the middle index down one string. Down meaning higher. So middle finger on the 3rd fret of A, index on the 2nd fret of D, and then I keep ring and pinky on the 3rd fret of B and E. The next chord is A minor, and I play that with middle finger on the 2nd fret of D, ring on the 2nd of G, and index on the 1st of B. The next chord is E minor, and I play that middle finger on the 2nd fret of A, ring on the 2nd of D. The next chord is E7, and I play that, I keep my middle finger on the 2nd fret of A, take my ring finger off of D, so that's empty, and then I put index on the 1st fret of G. So those are all the chords for the verse and the pre-chorus. So now moving on to the chorus, there's only one more chord you need to know. This one's a little tricky. I'm going to call it G/B, because it's really the B chord, but it's in a G formation. So what that means here is you're going to rest your thumb on low E, so it's not making any noise, and then you're going to put your index on the 2nd fret of A, that's your low note now, and then you put ring and pinky on the 3rd fret of B and E. So it sounds like... There's one more chord for the bridge, and that's D. So I play that with index on the 2nd fret of G, ring on the 3rd fret of B, and middle on the 2nd fret of high E. So there you go. Those are all the chords. There sure are a lot of them. So come back here throughout the video. I'm going to put the time on one of these sides so you can see where exactly the chords are in the video. But yeah, the next part is strumming, and strumming pattern is mostly the same for the entire song. It's pretty simple, but there are a couple variations I will talk about. For the most part, for the entire song, you're just going to be doing down, up on every 8th note. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You can really do that for the entire song if you want, but there are some variations. So the first variation is the chorus, and what we're varying is just the emphasis, because we're going to be doing some chord changes right in the middle. So for the chorus, what we're doing is still down, up for the entire measure, but there are going to be 3 emphasized notes. So emphasize, I just mean you play it a little stronger. And it's going to help that these are also the parts where you switch chords. So the first emphasis is on 1, the next emphasis is on 3, and then the final emphasis is on the end, at the very end of the measure, right after 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. With the chord changes, it sounds like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 yeah, that's the verse and the chorus. It's a little different for the pre-chorus as well. So the way that works is you're doing down up for most of it, and then at the very end there's this new thing that pops up in a couple places, but mostly the pre-chorus. So at the very end of the pre-chorus it switches to just a downstroke on 3 emphasized notes. Very similar to the chorus, but it's just a little bit different. So it's the 1 and the 3, just like the chorus, but then the last one is on the 1 of the next measure. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And you'll see that pop up in the pre-chorus and one last time in the bridge. So the bridge is just a downstroke on every measure for every chord, and then at the very end of the bridge it's that same 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So now we've gone through the entire song. That's that chorus part that you play. That's also used as an instrumental break in various parts throughout the song. So whenever you really hear instrumental where there's no vocals, it's just the chords for the chorus. All right, I think we've done enough. I hope this makes sense. Let's go into it. I like where this is going. You like it too. I can show you strong. I can fight for you. I can try to move mountains if you want me to. But baby, I ain't Wonder Woman. I ain't gonna lasso the truth out of you. You know that I am only human, and if I let you down, then I don't mean to. You don't know how to fly, no, that's okay. Neither do I. Alright, so that's the whole song. I know it was quite a lot. I'm sure it's a long video. Let me know if this makes sense to you guys. Leave some comments down below. And make sure to subscribe so you catch all the lessons to come. Alright, thanks guys.